G'day beautiful souls, Nicole the Intuitive Messenger here from Soul Wisdom Therapy with your daily guidance reading for the 1st of December 2022. The year is flying by. Before we know it, it will be Christmas. So today's card is from the Sacred Secret Language of Light, Transmissions from Your Soul. And the card is, I love this one, is called Vesica Piscis, or sort of more modern terms, Pisces, some people call it. So the Vesica Pisces. Now, I'm going to hold this up there for a little bit because this is a sacred symbol. And just excuse my cat there, please. Cat bum in the video. Okay. So this is, I'll just introduce my pussycat here. This is Sienna. Say hello to everybody. She's a bit shy, but she's very old. She's actually 17 years old. So which is about 85 in cat years. And she is, let's just say, losing it a little bit sometimes. So, but she likes to come up and say for cuddles. Going to turn around and say hello to everyone properly. Yeah, she looks old and grumpy. Okay, you just sit there while we do the reading. Okay, good girl. Alrighty, so yeah, so this symbol is a very ancient symbol, and what it represents, there's actually a couple of things. So the book refers to the balancing of our outer worlds and keeping center with your soul self. And I guess it's about finding the balance between our material world and our soul self, because we are in a physical body. And the one thing I'm going to talk about is so this being an ancient symbol, I'm going to show it up there again for you because it's actually really, really important. And this is about, you know, us being centered in the middle, and these are the representations of the different aspects of physicality. So the other symbol that people may be familiar with, even though it doesn't directly say this, but is the symbol of Christ on the cross. And when you're looking at it, it'll have Christ on one side, the two thieves on either side that were crucified with him. Now, that is actually a symbol there of this. I mean, the Christ consciousness, or the Christ self, and then the two thieves on the outer side. And, excuse me, so the one, if you're looking at Christ on the cross, the one on the left is a representation of Lucifer, who is the, if you're not familiar, his name actually means bringer of light. Now, there is a belief that Lucifer couldn't understand the concept of being in a physical being and feeling with the emotions and dealing with all that sort of stuff. So the unbalanced part of ourselves that's our representation of unbalanced spirituality or unhealthy spirituality, where we tend to withdraw and not actually an escape from what we're actually feeling and what we're dealing with. So things like, and this is where we come into addictions. So whether this is drug addiction, whether it's Netflix addiction, whether it's shopping, anything that takes us away from our center and who we really are. Okay, and then the thief on the right is a representation of Satan. Now, they're actually two different beings, and I know some of you are going to go, what? But they are two totally different beings. And Satan is a representation of the unbalanced material. So this is about seeking power, money, and all this sort of thing. So they're the two unbalanced aspects, and then you have that Christ consciousness in the center. So, but I'm certainly not referring to God or anything like that. This is just a representation and the symbols that are out there, and it's about balancing those. So I am going to mention though that if you would like money, that is not evil or bad, okay? Money is an energy, and it is our exchange for a lot of services, okay? So do not think that it's bad for you to want money, all right? Because we need it. And when you're actually really in alignment with who you are, and you're doing what your soul is naturally good at, and what brings you joy in your life, you will be abundant. And abundance does come in the form of, yes, money, so that because money brings financial freedom, and it also gives you the ability to create. And that's what we're here for. We're here to create. So don't feel bad about wanting money. It's the unbalanced aspect where we're using money or power to manipulate and try and control situations, okay? So, and I will just wanted to mention that a lot of light workers and things like that have a lot of difficulty charging for their services. Now, this is actually linked to many previous lifetimes, and that's where, the healer of the village or the shaman, whoever you want to call it, never really ever took money or a energy of money or payment because they were actually cared for and looked after by the community. So this is actually quite a big block that I see often in light workers that are wanting to do their own thing. Spiritual wise, do their businesses, they have a really hard time charging for their services. So this is one of the reasons why they may have difficulty charging for those services. It's because there is that past life thought and belief and concept that it's not something that they should be charging for. However, we live in a day and age where you've got to look after yourself, and you are responsible for feeding yourself, housing, all that type of thing. So we live in a very different community or society these days. So you can look this up. There are a lot of symbols, a lot of ancient symbols, and I do hope to run a little bit of a workshop to introduce you to them and become familiar. And there is a bit of a technique that you can do to help bring this energy through. However, because of Facebook limit with video, I need to shorten this up. So look for that in the future. And yeah, so just remember about balancing that and bringing yourself back to that center and just allowing those outside energies to balance through. So I hope you found this helpful for you today. And I really like that symbol. I've actually got a necklace coming with that symbol, so I'm really looking forward to that. And have a wondrous day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again in the near future. See ya.